friend. You're my best friend.
So much. It gets me like all pumped and excited in the background. And then the song's kind of stuck in my head for like the next 24 hours. But you do like that song. Go.
Seriously, I jam out every time that song comes on.
Thank you, StreamYard and Canva. It was free on Canva. So today is May 13th, 2025. It is 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Welcome to the Women of FWA's live Q&A session. Hey, Michaela. I have Lisa with me today. And Lisa, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you're from, what you're doing, what your company is, the whole nine.
All right. Hi, I am super excited to be here today. My name's Lisa. I am the marketing coordinator for AutoGate in Berlin Heights, Ohio. And we are celebrating our 40th year in existence this year. We've got these little pins, so if you see us out and about at shows, shameless plug, catch us at the Fence show. I will have these with me. Come find me. I will be passing them out.
You heard it here, y'all. She will be at the Fence show. It is her first time at the Fence show. So excited.
We are very excited. Very excited. We couldn't make it work last year, and we were like, man, we need to get there. And so we're going this year. We're pumped.
Yeah. I can't wait to. Are you coming? Is it going to be you at our show?
Yes. It'll be me. And then one of our sales reps, Chris Rourke, who some of you may or may not know. He's out and about and literally everywhere. We'll actually have Bill, one of the owners of the company, Bill Rodwancy, and then Ray Fry, our other sales guy, will be down at GSX. So we're split up this time. So it'll be 2 and 2.
Well, no, that's super exciting. I love AutoGate. I've definitely had a relationship with you guys for years, but you and I didn't meet until what, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, in person at Fence Tech in Nashville, where I literally like stalked you down on the show floor because I had been following you on social media because this is not this was not what I was going to do. I went to school for music education, but my mom has worked at AutoGate since 1997, and I've kind of grown up around the company. So when I moved back from Massachusetts, I came in here, started in admin, and then kind of shifted into doing the marketing because Brian, our GM, was the one doing it. So we didn't really have a position even. And I was just trying to learn and consume as much as I possibly could. And I kept seeing you pop up, and you had such this presence, and you were everywhere, all over my LinkedIn and Facebook. And I kept seeing you, and I'm like, I have to find this woman because I need her to teach me what I'm doing.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that moment. I remember that day. And when you walked up to me, I was like, what? What's going on? I have a social media presence? What's up? No, I'm just kidding. I remember that conversation very vividly. You were so excited and motivated, and like that got like that lit a fire under me to be excited about it too. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know how you feel, but like social media gets exhausting. It's consuming. It's nonstop. It's all the time. Like, and
Yeah.
I love it, right? That's
Yeah.
how we get our name out there. Like for me, being in outside sales at that time and a regional sales manager, like I didn't want to travel. So I'm like, well, let's take this social media thing and see what I can do with it, right? And that's how I learned some of the things that I know, right? And then of course some guy came along named Brian T. Frederickson who was like, no, we're gonna post nonstop,
He is,
try this, try that. He
yeah,
changed the
he
game for
is
me.
also literally everywhere. Um, some days I open it up and that's like all I see on my news feed is Brian, 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 Brian,
Right?
Susan, Brian, Brian. Like,
Right? Right? No, seriously, I love it. But what are some of the tools that you use to make sure that, like, when you are posting on social media, like it looks the way you want it to look, it feels the way you want it to feel? Like, what are the tools that you use?
so I mean, you and I have had this conversation on Canva. Um, I go to Canva for everything. Like I said, this
Mhm.
was not what I went to school for. I am not graphic design. I am not any of those things. And I actually discovered Canva doing something totally unrelated to AutoGate and just kind of started using it for AutoGate. Eventually, I was like, this is really fantastic, and I use it for everything.
Mhm.
I especially like the new updates with the video. Um,
Right.
it's been really nice, people asked and they delivered, and there's a lot of very cool new things going on. Um, but yeah, I mean, I use it for our fun posts, I use it for our educational posts, I use it for magazine editorial things that I'm doing. If I'm sending a picture there, I use it for our programmatic advertising. Sometimes you have to save it in the different formats, but it's just so easy because now you can translate it. The resize function is like one of the best things that ever happened. And sometimes it skews it a little bit, but it at
Yeah.
least gives you the size and all the stuff's there and you don't have to start from scratch on it. So that's one of the main things that I use. And then either popular or unpopular opinion, I defer to Chat GPT a lot. Um, always going in with ideas, and I'm very, very descriptive when I go in. So I have an idea of what it is that I want to say, but especially on the days when I am overwhelmed by like, what do I need to post? Like, how do I want to word this? What am I going to do? And I just go in, and as long as you give it the information that it needs, and I have mine trained now, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Um, but as long as you give it all the information that it needs, it's really helpful. But I always, always, always go in and edit. You have to go in and edit, especially in an industry like what we're in, because it doesn't always know the technical jargon. Like sometimes I'll type things in that I'm just so used to discussing here, and it'll have some off the wall thing that it comes up with, and I'm like, no, this means this, and that's not how that works. And then you explain
Right.
it, but then it saves it for later. So it works out eventually, but it's become a really super useful tool and not something that should be relied on 100% of the time, but
So agree.
definitely, pumping out post after post and trying to, have some things in order, even, chunk posts that you want to do in a series. It'll give you the layout that you want.
Mhm.
It's been a really useful tool, a really time-saving tool. Um,
Well, then let's actually shift into AI for a moment, right? So, about 6 to 8 months ago, Jessica Burton actually sat me down and showed me how to go into my settings in my chat GPT, like, and literally outline who I am, how I talk, what I like, what I talk about, who I'm talking to, and actually kind of give my chat GPT a voice, right? And so like now I have one strictly for like the FWA side of business, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not allowed to be tainted by anything else because
Right.
it knows like the voice and the direction that I'm going in. I've literally pumped our roadmap into it, right? And like our plan and our direction, and it
Yes.
literally keeps me on task. Well, this is on brand for that. Oh, well, Susan, you're getting off brand for that. So let's talk
Yeah.
about what you did.
Um, that's something. So I actually took a couple of um online classes going over AI, and there's so much information, and I need to go back through because we've got the recordings of it. It is just an insane amount of information and things that can be done with the AI. Um, one of the things specifically that I'm working on right now is that Gate Safety Act that came through, which is all things that we have already, UL 325, the ASTM. Um, it's just kind of bringing awareness to those. And so what I wanted to do was go through the whole bill kind of section by section. And so I put the article in and I was like, okay, make a list of bullet points, make a list of talking points. And then you can break that down one by one and go through it and just pick it apart in a way that if I'm sitting and reading the whole document, like I understand what's in it, but to go through and manually write out those bullet points and go, okay, what's important talking about here? And it'll make all of those points. You can put in campaigns. It's like you said, roadmaps. There's a couple of other things that I'm working on right now that it's like, okay, here's what I want to accomplish. Here's what I want to talk about. How do I go about doing that? And it will just lay it out. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. Like I said before, you have to go through and tweak things. It's not
You
perfect.
do.
And to be honest, I haven't gone through and like given it the specific voice and things like that, but I have used it enough and made sure that this one's not tainted. So like I have one that I use just for personal stuff, and I made sure that it was the separate email accounts, and I don't pay for Chat GPT. I just have the free signed up account. That's really all I need. I haven't met that limit yet. So but I make sure it is the 2 separate accounts because then it's like you said, it's not tainted by anything else. And it's speaking in that voice of, this is AutoGate. This is not Lisa. This is AutoGate.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that it will do that. Excuse me. I do pay for it, but I pay for it for 3 people so that like it really helps like when we're translating stuff into Spanish. I do have a lot of
Okay.
Spanish speaking people on my team, but like if we can go through chat and then have them actually proofread it for us from there, as opposed to writing everything out
Yes.
and translating in live time, like it takes up a lot of time, right? But so like yeah, we pay for it, but like I said, that's because I have a full team. We're collaborating through it and stuff like that, which is really great, and it just keeps getting better. Like they have a 4.0, a 4.5, some kind of something with a T, and then all the things, right? But
and then you get overwhelmed again because it's
right,
Chat GPT and there's 27 different variations of it.
seriously. But yes, I agree. I think when used wisely and as a tool, it is great for social media marketing, right? It gives you the
Yes.
words that you're trying to say. Like, I wanted to say that Susan wants you to join the FWA, but she wants it to sound witty. She wants it to sound smart. And this is the picture I'm going to use. And then it spits out like beautiful words. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I needed that. But going back to social media. Okay, so I use Canva, I use Veed, I use TikTok when I'm being lazy to edit videos. I use Buzzsprout for uploading all of my podcasting stuff. We use StreamYard, of course. I do some editing in here as well. And then sometimes, just a plain old picture.
Yeah.
and
Never
some words.
never underestimate And this is something that I always try to make myself better at because I want to take what I have and curate things. And sometimes I just need to take that picture that I just took and just post it and put words on it and just get it on there. And sometimes I'm not
Mhm.
great about that because I'm like, but I want to make sure it fits and it's on brand and it, fits the vibe of, is this a Facebook post? Is this a LinkedIn post? Like, does it go on both? Um, and sometimes I just need to be like, no, take the picture, put like 3 words with it and post it.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes it's more than enough.
Yeah.
So how often are you posting on social media for AutoGate?
Um, I'm definitely on there daily, whether or not it's, something that I've got here that I'm posting. I try to share a lot, like across the industry too. Um, different shows and things that we're at, or if we're working with somebody else, one of our dealers or installers, if they post something and they've got a gate, like I'm sharing, I'm looking for those posts. Um, and it's an interesting take because it's a fine line between, does this go on the company page or does this go on my page? And there's been a
Right.
lot of work that I've done through the same kind of classes that I took for the Chat GPT and the AI stuff. I really took a deep dive into LinkedIn and SSI scores and things like that.
Mhm.
And what I was doing was posting a majority of stuff from the AutoGate page because I thought that's what we needed to do to help the brand. And that, come to find out, is the exact opposite of what we needed to be
Isn't it
doing.
weird? Isn't that
It is.
crazy? Yes, I've been noticing on LinkedIn when I post to the pages, nothing. When I post to my page and tag them, that page grows.
Yep. Yep. And it's the whole thought leadership of, and it's the things. And after it was presented in that manner to me, I went, oh, this is what Susan's doing. This is what Brian's doing. This is what Michael Brooks is doing. Like, posting from your personal pages in that thought leadership role, and then share it to the company page or tag the company page in it or do what you need to do there. Now, there are still some posts that come directly from the company page. But if it's more opinion than fact, I've been posting it on my page and then I'll share it, or things from the trade shows. I always used to post it on the AutoGate page. Now I'm like, Chris, make a post. Ray, make a post. Bill and Brian are really good about posts. It's actually kind of a running joke here because Brian Fritz, our GM, I don't know if anybody's familiar with those SSI scores. It's the sales indicator. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my
Right.
head. But we were all looking up ours. I was like, hey, I found this link. Like, look up what your SSI score is. And Brian's, after not actively doing marketing, but just where he's at in the industry, got his scores back. And we were all like, how are you still that high? Like, what are you doing? So he has done the groundwork, like back when he was actively doing what I'm doing now, and he still does. He does a great job with those types of things still, but it's just funny to see because he's been in it for so long. He knows so many people. It's based on, your connections that you have, you're posting, you're collaborating with other people, with other companies,
Right.
and we got it back and we were just all like, where did you come from? So now that's the running joke, is we're all trying to catch up to him.
Love that. No, I love that. That's so awesome. I feel like, yeah, I definitely have goals because, like, I see all of the different pages that I manage and their numbers, and I'm like looking at mine. I'm like, I got to catch up. How do I do that? But here's the
Right.
thing, like, I'm making sure I'm posting a minimum of like 2 times a week on every page, sometimes more, you know what I mean? And that's so exhausting that by the time I get to my personal page, I'm like, here's a picture of my kid. Enjoy. Like, that's
That's
it. Like, that's all you're getting from me.
right. And that's the weird distinction too between the different social media pages. Like, personally, my Facebook, I share work things on there, but I share like our employee feel good stuff on
Right.
my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. And that's where you'll see my kids. And like, I am a millennial, middle of the road. So like all of my college years are on Facebook. So Facebook is not my workspace, and it's sometimes hard to find me on Facebook because I've made
Mhm.
it that way. But LinkedIn, like I don't really post pictures of my kids on LinkedIn. Like that is for AutoGate, and that is like all
Mhm.
AutoGate on my page.
All
Occasionally I'll
business. Yeah.
post like a quote or something if I'm feeling it that particular day, but
Right.
it's gonna be majority AutoGate, and it's really fun because I'm seeing these people out and about now at shows. I, am on first name basis with some people now, and it's wild for me, and it was the whole fangirl thing when I met you. So Fence Tech last year was my first show that I had gone to, and I was, like, so excited and so hyper about everything. Um, and I'm still kind of that way, like, I am new enough in what I'm doing that I still see big names in the industry on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
I get all excited when
Me
somebody
too. Me
likes
too.
my content or shares my content. Like, it gives me such joy when people I see somebody has shared my content, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, what I'm doing is working." So,
Mhm.
you just and it's different for everybody. You have to find what works, and I know the original
Yes.
question was, "How many times are you posting?"
No, but
It's
this is all about relevant. Yes.
yeah, it and it's like you said, relevance is key, so don't post just for the sake of posting. I mean, you gotta have something that is intentional,
Mhm.
um, but I know I'm on every day. I try to at least post either from my page or the AutoGate page once a day,
Mhm.
just to keep it going. And even like the
Mhm.
Saturday and Sunday, like I'll see that dip there. And so one of my things is going to be to start kind of scheduling some things, even it's just like, um, something related. Like we had our employee appreciation luncheon today. Um, our owners, Bill and Don, treat us very well here. And so they did our employee appreciation for end of fiscal year. And, I might not post about it today, but maybe I'll schedule it for Saturday and be like, hey, we did this week because we actually did first shift in office today and second shift will be tomorrow night. So I'll take a picture from one of those and maybe throw it on Saturday and be like, hey, look what we did this week while we were here. It was really nice. Our bosses are great. They treat us awesome. And that can be something for like a Saturday or Sunday post, just so that it's continuing through the weekend. I'm maybe not posting like, here's a picture of a gate and information about the gate. It's the weekend. I
Right.
no.
I love that. No, I love that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I do my best not to do any posts on the weekend. I don't try or anything, but like, I also at times have scheduled them. Like when I can be really organized, like, and Brian's like on vacation, and I can be really organized. And if you know, he got back from vacation today, so it's not an option anymore. Like last week, my posts were on point. Like they was great. This week, I have a whole new set of priorities on what we're working on, and like things that I'm really passionate about that I'm working on. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, yeah, I don't got time to pre-schedule anything because I got to create something. I got to think about the content that goes behind it. I got to make all these meetings, and have all these
Right.
conversations. And I'm like, weekends I'm not super worried about. But
Yeah.
I'm also, in a different space than you as well, right?
Right.
Relevance is key.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, I love that.
Um it's and even when I came into this, so there's a couple of different things that I do um because it's just me and then Brian when I need the help, but like social media really is a full-time thing in itself. And I didn't realize it as much as I'm on social media. I did not realize it until I started doing it myself. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I could literally spend all day on this and not do any of the other stuff, not any of the Google Analytics or
Right.
other general content creation. It's like I could spend all day on social media and that would be it. But it's like you said, it's it's great when you're able to plan and schedule those things.
Mhm.
But, I'm at a point right now where I don't want to say it's scraping to,
Mhm.
get a post up and get something that's relevant on LinkedIn or Facebook, but it's not anything that I'm scheduling ahead of time because it's like, okay, I found this today and I want to post about it. So
Right.
it and
Right.
then if you've got something else scheduled, that's the thing that I struggle with is I don't like doing posts back to back, but sometimes I find things back to back. I'm like, man, those are both really good. And so then I try to space it out. And by the time tomorrow comes and I want to make the post that was here today, something else has come out. And it's like, how am I ever going to schedule or plan for those things? And that's where it becomes really that full-time thing where it's, you're finding stuff, you're combing through other people's social media, looking for the
Right.
repost content. And
Right.
it can be really overwhelming. I tease all the time. I'm like, if this wasn't my job, I would like get rid of Facebook
Right?
because
Well, here's the thing though, right? So like Zers aren't using social media marketing if they even have social media at all.
right.
So we went from radio ads and newspaper ads to radio ads to maybe radio ads first. I don't know, probably around the same time. Television ads,
Yeah.
then social media. But we're finding that this next generation coming up are not using social media. What's next, Lisa? We just learned all these analytics, all these numbers, all these this that, and the other. Is it gonna be Google taking over the world? Is it gonna be chat taking over the world and we buy ad space in chat? Like what?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh,
such a finicky subject. So from the things that I have read and learned in even the last 6 months, um, people use like TikTok as a search engine. I still go to Google. I'm like, why would I go to TikTok? Because am I going to look for a fence on TikTok? Am I going to look for a gate on TikTok? What am
but
I buying
YouTube,
shingles on TikTok?
YouTube is still one of the largest search engines in the world. YouTube.
Which
I'm not putting
blows
that
my
many ads
mind.
on YouTube, right?
That and
I don't know.
Pinterest is another one. I
What?
know we've got our Pinterest account and I try and throw pictures up every now and again because I was like, it's Pinterest. Nobody's going for a vertical pivot gate on Pinterest. What are we
No,
doing?
I'm looking
And then
for
I looked at the
shoes.
analytics. And I was like, Brian, what is this? Like, why is this such a
Are
big
you kidding me
following?
right now?
Yeah. No, I'm not. Every time I go in there and see the amount of views on the pictures, I'm like, how are people even finding this? What rabbit hole have you fallen down that you were looking at pictures of my automatical vertical pivot gate?
On
Where did you
Pinterest.
go?
Oh
Where
my
did you
goodness.
go?
You're gonna have to show me how to start a Pinterest business page and measure analytics on it because you're blowing my mind right now.
I laugh every time I get on it because I'm like, there's no way that this is real. Did you look up Garden Gate and now you're here? What did you do? Did you look up
Bro.
walkthrough gate?
Bro, you're
Where
blowing my mind. Michaela, if you're listening right now, your next priority is to create a Women of FWA Pinterest page. You hear? Oh my gosh. I can't even ditto. She said I need to know. You have
I
your marching orders, sister.
I wish I was kidding. Because it's
Karen
like,
said Pinterest works for us. I've heard the Reddit is a good platform too. Too much to social
ugh.
media. Reddit,
Reddit's like a scary
interesting.
place though. Reddit is
Making all
like,
things new. Deck
oof.
and Fence Care says we're blowing their mind also. Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like we're gonna have to in like a month come back around and literally like figure out Pinterest and lay it out for the people, man.
We can
Like
do that.
I'm already
We
seeing
can
a
do that.
follow up episode for real. But Michaela added to her list of tasks. Thank you, girl. Wow, this has been a really great episode and it has gone by so fast. Like I am
Yeah.
so grateful for you to be here and to talk about this. I think this is a really interesting subject and it's different for everybody, right? There's
Oh
no
yeah.
one size fits all. You have to figure out what works for you, what you like. I don't use any like apps that post to everything because I want all my content to be just a little bit different.
Yes.
Um,
That's
so
big, and you'll actually get docked sometimes if it sees that it's the exact same post copied and pasted everywhere. And
right,
it's like we said, Facebook audience is different than LinkedIn audience is different than Pinterest audience.
right. So ooh, sorry, got an alarm going off. So anyways, okay, so everybody, you will be able to catch Lisa at the Fin Show and Security Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada at the South Point Casino and Hotel, October 1st through 3rd. She might be
I'm
handing out some nifty pins and hopefully joining the Women of FWA breakout session and the whole nine. Go to finshow.com and register now. The hotel room blocks are up. You go about halfway down the page and it says book your room. Those rooms are limited. Also, if you are looking to sponsor the Women of FWA, shoot us an email on our social media pages or womenofFWA@gmail.com, and we can build a package specifically for you to help get your brand out there, get your logo on some stuff, just helping a great cause. We need help with the Fin Show, our booth, our setup, our breakout sessions. We need help with our live Q&A sessions. We'd love to put your logo up on here somewhere as well. And then, of course, we are doing our retreat that will be next year. And so we need a little bit of money so that we can make things happen and offer really great opportunities for other women in the industry. Lisa, is there anything you would like to say before we close?
No, other than I'm thankful for the opportunity to do this today. I'm glad I said something because I was like, I'll talk if there's something that I can actually speak intelligently about today. But no, just thank you for having me on the show. I tried not to fangirl too much this time. So, and thank you for the Women of FWA, just because it's definitely something that I look to for guidance and see what everyone else is doing too, especially because I've been around AutoGate basically my entire life, but from a marketing perspective and seeing other people in the industry, it's really nice outside of just our little building in Berlin Heights to see other industry leaders and what they're doing, and it's been super helpful. So thank you for letting me be part of that.
Oh, I love that. Okay, everybody, next week, same great time, but I don't remember who's going to be live.